Well, I mean, it is. It's a piece about fate, and it was a subject that Tchaikovsky was completely obsessed with. You see it in all his letters and all his descriptions of what he wrote about his symphonies. You know, what he would write these long. He wrote a long piece about the Fourth Symphony, about what it was about, and it was all about how fate hangs over everything we strive for and prevents us from having what we want. And so we see it in this opera. You know, each of the characters wants something, and each of the characters tries to get it, and in the end, all of the characters are frustrated. It's a very sad, melancholy Russian story. So the very first music we ever hear in the opera is this. So one of the ways Tchaikovsky expresses in music all of this romantic yearning is through these long phrases that climb and climb and climb and climb. But what is it that keeps you from attaining that what you're striving for as you climb is this theme of fate. So one of the major themes actually in Tatiana's letter scene, as she's writing this letter to Onegin, is you know, she's yearning and yearning to be united with him, which is clearly impossible. But Tchaikovsky expresses this through this long, beautiful phrase that climbs and climbs and climbs. But what stops it? It's your fate. And he uses the same music to express this. The same music from the beginning. But maybe we can have what we want. We're climbing. Oh yeah, maybe it's possible. Maybe happiness is possible. But no, the theme of fate comes back. And then we fall. And the music ends very sad. One of the really interesting ways that Tchaikovsky sort of mirrors what's happening in the story and the music is the way he presents Tatiana's love for Onegin in Act 1 with Onegin's love for Tatiana in Act 3. And it's sort of this weird, ironic, symmetrical thing. And so what ends up happening is that Tatiana sings this beautiful music, pouring out her soul in the letter scene when she's writing her initial letter to Onegin. And it sounds like this. And I'm going to apologize in advance for the quality of my voice. I assure you that this is not representative of the quality of voice that we put on stage at Edmonton Opera, but just for the sake of demonstration, this is what she sings. Пускай погибну я, но прежде я в ослепительной надежде блаженство темное зову, я негу жизни узнаю. And then, in Act 3, when Onegin has finally found Tatiana and he's finally realized that she's the love of his life that he never realized, he sings the following. Увы, сомнения нет, влюблен как мальчик в пламя страсти юной, пускай как погибну я, но прежде я в ослепительной надежде. So he actually sings the same words and music back to her that she sang to him in Act 1. Unfortunately, even though he's singing the same music, he still can't have her. But it's just a really nice sort of symmetry, and it's something to look out for as you're watching the opera.